Maybe we're not supposed to be so happy anyway, or maybe we are. Got a couple quotes. I'm going to talk about it. Entrepreneurs are happier in terms of all indications of life satisfaction and work satisfaction, according to a professor of entrepreneurship. He also says, however, they might be more stressed than the rest of us as well. We'll get back to that in a minute. I got a question for you though. Is happiness overrated? Does pursuing happiness make it harder to get? Interesting question. Let's talk about it a little bit. Welcome back. My name is Reggie. I'm the founder of Fit for Freelance, where I build adaptive business leaders through compassionate health coaching. Practice is a big part of the guilt-free process and the guilt-free game plan. So I wanted to talk about this topic, the pursuit of happiness. It came up. I was listening to the Hidden Brain podcast. There's a guest up there, Dr. Iris Moss. She's known for her studies on the negative consequences of the pursuit of happiness, right? So there is kind of an idea that if you're always pursuing happiness, that you may never get it because you're always chasing it, right? And what she said in this interview, it's like a psychology podcast. I look at the hidden influences of our mind and how that affects our day-to-day lives. What Dr. Moss said, people who are intent on being happy have lower levels of well-being, higher levels of depressive symptoms, and lower levels of overall happiness. And what she summarizes from her research is the more intent they are on being happy, the less they'll actually manage to be happy. And this kind of comes up when people are pursuing happiness. They are always kind of chasing it. And even when they get it, there's like something that didn't go well or something they didn't like about it. And this is something that she emphasizes in the interview: expectations in other areas, such as like getting grades or, well, that was the example she used. When you want to achieve an objective, if you come up short in an instance of that, say you like bomb a test or something, then that might motivate you more to do better on the next objective because it's more specific. However, in something like happiness is a more general emotional feeling. It's very easy to feel disappointed and then not feel satisfied whenever you get to that. And then the host after that said that when you feel disappointed, like when you actually accomplish a thing, you can still feel disappointed because it didn't go as smoothly as you expected. And I thought that was really fascinating. Leave a like if that is interesting to you too. Dr. Moss also quotes John Stuart Mill, the 19th century philosopher, who has a quote, those only are happy, I thought, who have their minds fixed on some object other than their own happiness, on the happiness of others, on the improvement of mankind, even on some arts or pursuit, followed not as a means, but as itself an ideal end. And that is something I really wanted to point out here is that, yes, vision is very important. Finding your why. A question I always ask new clients: what bigger purpose does working with Fit for Freelance serve? What is the bigger picture that you're going to? Because if you have a goal, just like I want to lose 20 pounds or something like that, then it's so vague. You don't know how it fits into the rest of your life or why it's important to you to do that. And it becomes an emotion-based goal that it's going to work. It's going to function the same as happiness in this context, where like you do it and then like you're going to have some level of disappointment instead of motivation from it. And also the researcher points out that we're bad at estimating what will make us happy. If you think about it, we're like, if you try to figure out what's going to feel good, eventually, a lot of times you're way off. And then also a lot of times we haven't specified what does a healthy, fulfilling life of your dreams looks like. And that is the question that I always have. That's the vision. I want you to know that. So when you come into like working towards something, you have that in your mind. It's more clear. It's more specific instead of like, oh, I'll just know it when I see it kind of thing. That's pursuing happiness and you're not going to know when you see it. And when you get there, you're going to change it anyway. So vision is a big part of the guilt-free process, and also practice. Every email, every video in, I say keep practicing because it's about being on the pathway towards that satisfying goal that you imagine that you have. And some things I want you to consider when setting goals: when you reach a goal, will it be satisfying and fulfilling? And then how long until you move the goalpost? So think about this in terms of like you have some trip you want to go on, you save, you plan for it, and then like you get there. Are you satisfied with that? Or do you like immediately plan something else when you get back just because you're always chasing that happiness feeling or whatever accomplishment versus, enjoying the thing. And that's why the practice part is a crucial element of the guilt-free process. On the right side, not just progress, but celebrating ongoing success as you're going through it. That's going to have huge impacts in your motivation and satisfaction. All right. Next, faster rewards and enjoyment are more motivating. And that's something that we see in the research. I talked about that in several other videos about when you have a short-term quality of life improvement goal and enjoying what you're actually doing, if you're exercising or something like that, that makes it more likely that you are going to repeat that behavior. That's something I talk about with positive behavior support. Also kind of like another example is training a puppy or something. When you give them a reward faster, they're more likely to repeat the behavior that happened immediately before the reward. And that's how you create a habit that you would prefer versus another one. So faster rewards and enjoyment is more motivating for you. So apply it to your exercise habit. Instead of having some big goal of I want to lose 10 to 20 pounds or whatever, focus on I want to enjoy today by being outside in today's weather. So nice out. I want to spend some time out in nature, that kind of thing. And that's how you get that immediate reward, because you're out there, you're having that fresh air, breathing, circulation, and you're enjoying your day more. So it's more motivating. Next, instead of pursuing happiness or some distance goal, you want to let your health support your life. So a lot of times when people they'll get stuck when they start looking for ways to add on health, right? It's something you have to do as a responsibility for its own distant goal. And it's not related to what you can do today to feel better about what you're doing with your life, with your work, with your health and business goals, that kind of stuff. And so what we want to do, kind of like what I was just talking about, let your health be part of your life, because your health is the most important part of your life. And anything you're trying to accomplish, being able to, move well, have good health, feel good in your body, have confidence that you can do the things you intend to do, all that is going to be beneficial to living the life that you want to live today, instead of putting it off for some idea of happiness or some distant prospect. So that makes sense. And then finally, don't postpone your sense of satisfaction. That's a big thing. When you are picturing something in the future that will make you happy, you are experiencing what you imagine that future to be presently. Like that is a present thing. And when you get there, you want to equally be able to enjoy that satisfaction. What we don't want to do, something I don't encourage my clients to do, that's why we celebrate weekly successes, is we want to look at how we can feel satisfied while we are going through it today, instead of waiting until some event 2 to 4 to 10 weeks out in advance. You can feel good today just by choice and what you've done today, and even just by being present today and now. It doesn't have to be like you do stuff to feel satisfied. You don't have to earn your reward when it comes to happiness. You can focus on the mindset that brings joy to you now, because that is really the key to leading the healthy, fulfilling life of your dreams, is recognizing it now and again and now and persistently. You're practicing it in a daily habit, instead of waiting to feel happy. All right. So I hope that part makes sense. If you're looking for more support, I have the guilt-free game plan. Is the most compassionate way to personalize vision, focus, and daily success in your health and business goals. The link's below. And I want to go back to what the first researcher said. They might be more stressed than the rest of us. If you're an entrepreneur who is high stress, you're looking to have vision and focus, so you can build a practice that works for you. You can check out the burnout assessment test that's linked in the description below. That's a free spreadsheet. You just plug in and find out how stressed you are, how close to burnout you are. And then you have 25 tips that you can take to try to improve that score for yourself. And then next, I'll put a link to the video, Start Your Practice, the best health goal to start today for weight loss energy. I'll put that in the link below, and then a video next to my head somewhere. All right, so that's what I've got for you today. What do you think? Are you always chasing happiness? Are you content with your present? How do you feel about setting goals, reaching them, and letting your health support your life? And how can I support you? All right, as always, keep practicing. Peace.